With everybody saying, "Oh, we want to get this back up to summer 2013. It's going to happen." Do you really?
No,
Do you guys really think it's going to happen at all?
No.
With the way the destruction and everything.
When I
has
go
been?
through Ortley, how can they possibly do anything?
Well, I actually
That
heard
is-
that they told Orly that they weren't going to be able to rent or whatever. See, it's hard for me because I lost my income, which is my back house. So for me, this is, and I can't regain that, even though I put it through as insurance as loss of income. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. I don't know how I can even put that out there. Like, this is when I usually send out an email saying, hey, you know, I have my house for rent, blah, 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 blah. Well, how do I do that? There's no beach, there's no restaurants, and there's safety-wise, I don't know, you know, like if I'm renting my house, I don't want it to be that it's not a safe area. Not that I don't think it's safe or whatever, but the water's safe, you know, the levels of the water, the sand, obviously there's no boardwalk by me. So then my liability is different as a homeowner for renting as well. But then I've actually had 3 or 4 people already call, which kind of amazed me. I was kind of surprised. But I think one person was amazing. She said, I don't care if there is no beach or not. I want to help restore the Jersey Shore. So whatever I can get out of coming, and she said, even if I come down and I help people for a week, she's a little bit in a different position and she can afford to do it. She said, I still want to do it. The other person said, she had been coming here all her life. She's 50 years old, and she said she still wants to come, even if it means. But I said, we don't even have an A&P. Like, the A&P's not going to be open. We don't even have a food store.
Right.
So, I mean, the Quick Check can only help so much.
The post office isn't open yet.
Well, the post office too. Even though they did, you know, the trailer's supposed to be coming, but
Trailer's supposed to come this week.
This
The
week.
trailer.
a trailer,
We're still
which is
going to Brook to get our
Right.
mail.
right. But
Wow.
as a what am I? If I rent the landlord or whatever I am,
Yep.
it's promising to
It's
have
an income
people
that you're not gonna have.
call, but then I don't know if technically, like, if I should be renting it right now, like what the liability is going to be for as the town, and I think the restrictions are going to be different also. But I also think there's not going to be a lot of places to rent, because I think a lot of people, I'm very fortunate, I only had a small amount of damage, even though I'm not in my house, but my house is fine. There's a lot of people that aren't, so I don't think there's going to be as many renters, and like the guy next door, he's going to come stay with me, so he can help get his house, so I'm happy to help like that too. So I could get a renter like that in the back house too, is what I mean.
So you guys mentioned before that the one house has to get raised only about 8 feet high. The other house has to get raised 11 feet.
It's closer to the bank.
Right. How? Then yet they're still in basically the same plane. How do you feel about that? Only one house has to be raised only 8 feet, and the other one has to be 11 feet. How do you feel about that? Because one's so high, and then the other one's so high. But of course, the regulations would change from how high your roof ridge can go
It has to
from
change.
that.
Yeah, that has to change.
What's
You
your
can't go
take
as high.
on, with the community being, of course, the way it is right now, what's your take on how high, would it look too much, with the
I think
community, would
it's
it
gonna-
look too much like
It's
LBI?
gonna look something
ruin
like
the
some
appeal
of
of
the
it.
houses do down in Long Beach Island.
That's exactly what he just said too,
Yeah.
yeah.
That they're, you know, that most of them down there are on stilts and have breakaway walls on the bottom. But I don't think I want to see a house across the street from me that's going to be 11 feet high in the air.
Yeah, that's high.
Mm.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
That's more than
But-
one story, because
Yeah.
most of your ceilings are 10 feet high.
Right.
So your take is like, you would not really not want to see that at all?
No, and
Yeah.
I'm across the street. I'm
Yeah.
on this side of the street.
He's, he was just saying.
I think maybe should put some kind of a better retaining wall or bricks or something.
On the bay.
Like they do, yeah. Like they do at some of the other beach communities.